Hello everybody, welcome back to the Landedkiller show. This video kind of hit me on the nose because I was watching Flamoo's video on the player base shrinking by about 8 to 9% over last year. He made a video recently on the player numbers, the server numbers for North American server and all the other servers. Turns out North American server is down by around 8 to 9% compared to last year around this time. I think that number is significant in itself. Main point I'm going to be making here is that it's time for Wargaming to consider their actions and to consider the impact that submarines and super ships are having on the player base. The fact that random bundles are still coming in the game, all this stuff. I think it's what caused some of the creators like iChase Gaming to disappear. Because he was tired of pitching ideas and tired of not being listened to. That might have been one of the reasons. The only reason I know for sure on his disappearance is he's going to school to be a naval architect. I'm not gonna waste a whole video going into that because the answer is pretty obvious and he said it multiple times. If you just message him on Discord, he'll tell you that very same thing. And I'll let him address his own community, as he's got a pretty large community as it is. Back to the main focus of this video, Wargaming. What have they done wrong in recent years? We have the CC Exodus, we have the CV rework, we have multiple times in the past, Musashi, Alaska, Kronstadt, John Bart, where ships are removed with little to no notice and we're forced to get them in a short time frame. They made us a lot of promises, didn't they? And we're still not having them all the way heated. I think our biggest annoyance right now is submarines, and I made a whole video on submarines and a whole video on super ships. Both should be live by the time this video is out, if not very shortly after. I think that our main disconnect right now with Wargaming is that they're not listening to all the veteran players hanging up the towel and saying, "Hey, I'm done. You guys have messed up the game I used to know." Why am I still making videos, you may ask? It's because I still want to give Wargaming a chance to at least atone for the actions that they've done. And the fact that I've really put in a lot of money myself into this game over the years as well. And I also do a YouTube channel, as you all know, on this. So I think that I should at least continue making videos covering this game until it's gone. At least, I'm going to try to stick with it till the end. I do what I can because I've been a part of this amazing community for the last 7 years that Ships has been around. I've been playing this game since closed beta. I had a little bit of a hiatus, I want to say, from 2015 to 2017, but then I came back. Reason why I'm playing Azushi is because this was my first premium ship ever that I got inside World of Warships. And this is how they get you, is that they get you with something small like this, a tier 4. Then it leads to bigger and bigger spending, kind of how your random bundles are designed. That's why I really don't like them, to be honest, is because they're designed to make you spend more money than you ought to. We're seeing many premium ships push back into their pushback for standard packages as far as everything goes. Toulon was pushed back by about a month or two, for instance. You can only get that in random bundles. I imagine I-56 and S-189 aren't going to be available until January at the earliest, because Wargaming wants that exclusivity nonsense to go on for some reason, and we're having Takashi, the tier 7 premium for the Japanese elites, probably going to be stuck behind the battle pass until a good time afterwards. We don't know for sure if it's going to be sold individually yet, so we'll have to see on that one. But I believe that that our developers need to take some time to actually talk to the community more, as losing your veteran players is never a good thing, because you kind of need those people around to teach the game and how it used to be, kind of teach people tactics and all that. The World of Warships I knew back in 2017 is not even here anymore because of super ships and CV rework and all that. I feel that our entire game needs to change, and we need to have more transparency again from Wargaming. We need to kind of remind them here, hey, remember that time you messed up last year? Well, we're holding you to your promise, and that's what I would encourage people to do, is to find that old original post, hold Wargaming to the word, to be transparent on this, on everything. That's the best thing you can do right now, is hold them accountable. I don't think the game's necessarily going to be gone tomorrow, but I think that they're definitely on the wrong path, and I think they need to turn back now before they alienate more of the player base with some other stupid addition. And please, for the love of all things good, do not sit there and put missiles inside the game, as that is the point where I'm going to be like, okay, we're only going to do videos inside ships, and that's it. Yeah, that's the point where Land is just going to be like, no more money at all. Yeah, so I'm kind of to that point already. I'm kind of already taking a moratorium on a lot of stuff inside the game. So that's why when I do a ship review next, it's not going to be it's going to be what I have relying around pretty much. Probably start with something more recent, of course. We'll probably go into the submarines and I'll review them. I'm not the best person to be playing submarines, but they gotta be reviewed at some point. I can't just keep getting ships and then not reviewing them. So that means I got a lot of catching up to do, is what I'm saying on that end. I think how I should do it is I should do one more recent, one older premium ship, kind of go back and forth between them. To be honest, you know, I really wish we did have an eye chase video just tearing apart Wargaming, being like, this is where you failed on this promise, this promise, this promise, and just kind of turn them, going kind of at them like that or something. I don't know. I think he's basically retired at this point until like a year from now or something. There's some days that I just miss that guy. He's so good. His content. He had it all pretty much coordinated on his Discord too when he did his live streams. I kind of poked him on Twitter and I said, hey, maybe you should do an update video. It's been over a year, so I did try to sit there and say something, you know, on that end. I don't think that the game's going to die necessarily within a year, but I think at the rate they're going, they're going to be out of business within 3 to 5 years at this current rate, with the poor decisions they keep making. I put it at the 3 to 5 years mark, if I need to put a number on it, to be honest, because honestly, they're continuing their habit of not listening to players, and I think that's just ridiculous. I think that players can teach Wargaming a thing or two about their own game. I don't think they're confident enough in subs to actually tool them to how they should be, such as having a stealth penalty for the ships like they should have. I think it's ridiculous that they don't have a penalty on that, to be honest. I think that there should be a stealth penalty of about 1 to 5 seconds where you're just spotted under the water as you retreat underneath, so that the ships can actually sink you if you shotgun. I think that should be a penalty for shotgunning. I think it will eventually happen at some point if Wargaming has enough common sense. But lately they haven't really had it, to be honest. I can see that there's obviously a large portion of the forum community that doesn't want subs because there's a lot of older players that invest a lot of time, a lot of money into the game. They don't like seeing the game all being chopped up like this. To be quite frank, I'm not gonna say that. I'm kind of trying to play devil's advocate here and kind of saying, hey, maybe things could change, maybe they won't. We really don't know. But at the current trajectory that we're seeing, they're getting more and more greedy. And it's really unfortunate. Remember the Eastern and Southern Dragons, how people could get those? I want to say there's a time where you could actually get those for free. I want to say there was a time when you could get those for free. Now it's in some random contest, I want to say. So it's not bad. That's not a bad way to do things. So yeah, I think there's a way to get those for free. I want to say it might have already passed. I don't know. But I think that our random bundles in the game just honestly gotta go. I think that they're really harmful to the long-term health of the game. And like I'm saying here, I'm not saying the game's gonna be gone tomorrow, but I'm saying that on the current path, I think in 3 to 5 years, this game is gonna be no more. Maybe even sooner if they continue to make dumb decisions without listening to the players. But Moo made a good point in his video where he said, oh, even on live stream, they didn't even show how to counter the sub that just got sunk. And I was just like, wow. He's making a lot of sense with that video. Basically, I'm referring to the sub count video, the player count video, and his submarine video. I kind of saw about a half an hour of the sub video, and I saw the whole player count video, which is kind of what prompted me to make this, because I was like, things are worse than I thought. 10% of the players being gone, nearly 10%. You know, that's just crazy. But if you lose 8 to 9% of your player base within a year, then you're clearly doing something wrong. And it's not good for anybody not to own up to your mistakes. And I think they need to honestly walk back that dev blog that they made on the subs and actually put out something more detailed that's more straight to the point about what their next 6-month plan is when it comes to submarine development. I think that should be transparent in front of the community, and I think it's not time to move on from submarines as they suggest in their dev blog there. I think that you need to sit there and remain committed to redefining subs for at least another year until you get them in the right spot. I think that you guys are being extremely lazy by not having a stealth penalty on shotgunning. I think that Wargaming needs to take time to reassess how they do things. And they need to sit there and think back on the CC Exodus and remember the mistakes they made there and not try to repeat them now. I think the biggest thing that I've learned over the years is you just get so easily suckered into purchases for this game. It's just crazy. Back then you could actually get value. These days you really can't. Because every new premium ship seems to always be in random bundles, and now it's going to be in this battle pass. Now I'm just shaking my head going like, really? Yeah. I think it's eventually, like I said in another video, it's going to get to the point where they're just going to start magicking ships together like World of Tanks is already doing with their tanks. So many... They're using the Pan-Asian and the Pan-American lines, I think, as a guise to magic lines together, which I think is what their long-term plan is to magic whole ship lines together and be like, yeah, this was this and this, based on some hypothetical plan that we found in the attic. I think that may be fine and dandy for 1 or 2 lines. If that becomes the majority of what you put out, it's gonna be like, what the hell? I mean, have you guys seen the new premium battleship for the Pan-Asian line? That looks like a magic together ship. I don't really think something like that would have actually been made. I'm just saying, it just gets tiring seeing Wargaming not own up to their mistakes, but after seeing this happen over years and years, you just get too used to this pattern where you're just like, what can I do to say this? You know, what can I do to sit there and make it so they're not doing this? You know, and at some point, I even have to realize that my influence is limited as a content creator. I can tell you guys, hey, share this video, get it in front of many eyes as possible, because that's honestly what I want you to do. So I honestly just get tired of Wargaming getting away with these shenanigans. I'm saying as a closed beta player that they're on the wrong path right now and they need to change course. Look at this. My ship's stuck on an island. I can't even get it off an island. I've been getting stuck on islands so much. It's the last update. It's not even funny. I can't even get out of this. It's so stupid. How am I supposed to contribute to my team when I can't even get off an island? Come on. Why don't you want to get off the island? go forward? Can we get out? No. So I'm caught on these silly rocks and I can't do nothing about it, apparently. Guess all I can do is fire at this battleship. I'm stuck in this silly rock. Just gotta love it when they can't fix their glitches. The point I'm trying to make here is that it's time for Wargaming to listen to the community and to turn back now before things get out of control. Do I really need to add more proof to my claims here? Look at this. Took me, was originally 57 and then I spun 2 more. 57 to just to get all this. It's just ridiculous. Look. You guys have just gotta use your common sense and just stop giving them money if you feel that's the right thing to do. As a content creator, I'm gonna be making some hard choices on whether or not to support the game in specific areas, specifically in early access events and new premium ships. I'm just gonna be trying to cut that back for the near future. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.